Boswell ready to get things going. And off we go from Ford Field. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. Here's 1st and 10. On the ground, this is Jalen Wright. And he'll get about 5. Thrown quickly, that's more on the RPO. And he is out of bounds on the other side of midfield. 20-yard pickup there. It'll be a Vikings 1st down.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
That's a gain of 16. This offense is humming. A 1st down. Throwing now from the gun. He'll let this go towards the end zone.
When you find yourself in this situation, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You've got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
First carry now for Jahmyr Gibbs. Into the secondary, past the 15. Jahmyr Gibbs! A big run. They finally get to him and bring him down.
That's as dynamic a run as you're going to see. He gets really good initial blocking at the point of attack. That springs him loose. But then it's just his speed and open field running that does the rest.
Off the play fake, here's Goff. Inside the 10, it is caught. And he is going to be out of bounds. It is a gain of 23 yards, and now they'll have 4 shots at it. It's 1st and goal. Here's Gibbs to the 5-yard line. 2nd and goal. They'll go play action with Goff. That's to the end zone, but they can't connect. It's incomplete. Amon-Ra St. Brown, the receiver he was trying to target. And now 3rd and goal coming up. They'll run with Gibbs. And he's going nowhere on this one. Met and dropped behind the line. And now it is 4th and goal. They'll go for it. Here's Goff. And this is caught. Wow, the decision to go pays off. Amon-Ra St. Brown. Touchdown, Lions. His 12th touchdown of the year. Chris Boswell on for the point after. He's got it. And the Lions will take a 7-0 lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now, faking the give. Oh, he's going to be bottled up and taken down. They got him.
It's 1st down. You've got to get the ball out of your hands. I understand trying to take a shot. I love it on early downs. But once it's not there and that protection starts to break down, it's either check down or throwaway. You don't want to be in 2nd and long.
2nd and 11. Back to throw. That's complete to Moore on the right side. His 50th reception on the season, and he's got a 1st down to go with it.
Now, this is the epitome of a really short throw and a really nice run after catch. And listen, for a quarterback, it all counts the same. You don't always have to throw the ball downfield to generate explosive plays, and these drag routes can be very, very effective.
Right back to Moore, another grab.
Receiver just finds himself in a really nice groove, and there's these weird times in the game, Mike, where it just seems like every ball comes your way, every play they call, you're wide open, and you just find yourself in one of those grooves that athletes talk about. So they got to continue to ride the hot hand, because right now on that field, there's no mistaking who it is.
And I don't think he got there with that one. Only needed a yard, wrapped up at the line of scrimmage, and now we're looking at 3rd down.
You could just see the frustration on the running back's face as he's getting helped up off the ground. Like, there was just nowhere to go from the moment he was handed the ball. Give credit to the defense. Great job.
On play action, he'll set up to throw. And that is incomplete.
The whole idea of the play action pass, Mike, is that you can slow the pass rush down enough that it allows longer, slower developing pass concepts to open up downfield. But in this case, they were on him so fast that by the time he got his head around, that ball needed to come out. There was no timing and ultimately led in an incompletion.
They'll look to throw. That is incomplete. They took a chance of throwing it on 4th and short, but not to be, and they'll turn it over on downs.
So this offense, they think this is a prime opportunity to go for it through the air on 4th down. But this defense was having none of it. Nowhere for the quarterback to go with the ball, no easy completions, and this defense forces a huge stop on 4th down.
He's close to a 1st down to gain enough. catch on first down.
Well, so often we see quarterbacks standing in the pocket, holding it, seeing if they can create something downfield. Well, not that play. That play was simple. Snap the ball to the quarterback, spit it out into the hands of your receiver, and let's see what he can do.
On play action. Oh, they are on him in a flash, and he's lost the football. One of his teammates is there to pick it up.
Sometimes these games in the NFL, Mike, they get decided by simply how the ball bounces. I mean, how often do we see a quarterback in the pocket get strip sack, and that ball ends up going the other direction? Fortunately for them, they can regroup, get back in the huddle, and live another day. Ball falls into the hands of his own guy, and they'll see if they can dodge this bullet.
From the gun, on third down, it's gone. And he's down inside the 40-yard line.
You just love to see this effort, especially on third down. You understand, you want to keep this possession alive. You have to do everything in your power sometimes to bail out your quarterback, and it's exactly what he does here, and it brings up a fresh set of downs.
Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Goff in the pistol. And he'll just get rid of this. Smart play to throw it away, and that'll set up 2nd down.
Here's the quarterback doing everything in his power to extend this play, and none of his guys could get open. You got to see someone separate, work with your quarterback, go into scramble second reaction mode, and it also gives some credit to the back end doing a nice job plastering with their assignment, and he had no choice but to throw it away.
And he'll just bite the bullet and throw this one away. That was a good idea. He didn't force anything there, but now it's going to bring up 3rd down.
Nice job initially by the quarterback. He feels that immediate pressure, and he's able to escape the pocket. Now, you're hoping somebody uncovers. One of your targets becomes free, but it became pretty clear that he wasn't going to be able to have anybody to deliver the ball to, and does the right thing by getting rid of it.
Throwing left side, and it's taken in by Williams. His 50th reception on the season, and he's got a 1st down to go with.
So far here early, Mike, the key for this offense has been their ability to maintain possession by converting on these 3rd downs. It's going to be a big storyline the rest of the way. This defense has to find a way. When they force 3rd down, they got to get off the field.
Jamel Dean that time, all over him in coverage.
Up until that incompletion, they've done a really nice job on this drive, Mike, picking up fresh sets of downs. And typically, throwing the ball on 1st down is a great way to do it. But now they find themselves in 2nd and 10. Do you keep it in the air and try to get the 1st down here? Or is the idea to just make 3rd down manageable and take your chances picking up a key 3rd down? This just shows why you can't count on just one guy to take him down. He's a powerful enough runner. You've got to have guys coming in support when that first hit is made. It takes a team effort to stop him, especially once he gets going.
And he will score. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit. Boswell now for the extra point. It's up and through. And the Lions move out on top, 14-0. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. And this one is fielded in the end zone. Will not be returned. So it'll come out to the 30. So they come to the line for 1st down and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He's going to air this one out. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Blitz coming. He'll throw it. That's taken in. It's Tez Walker. And he's going to be dropped after a pickup of about 5. On third down, they'll set up to throw. That is caught. He finds Walker. And he's going to be marked down, bringing it all the way to the 25-yard line.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Pass right side going to be taken in by Walker. He's close to a first down. It's a gain of 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. A good spot here, 2nd and a yard. They'll run with Wright. And the Vikings are going to have a 1st and goal. It's inside the 10, down to the 7-yard line.
Wow, this is the advantage to having a really effective passing game, Mike, as the defense now tries to adjust to stopping you through the air. It's a lot easier to mix it up and run the ball. There's a lot less defenders in there trying to stop him.
That'll be intercepted. He works free, right side. Inside the 40. And he's going to bring this one back the distance. Touchdown, Lions. And they extend the lead. The defense joining the party. A pick 6 for a touchdown. Greg, they are extending this lead out.
Yeah, now you've just seen both sides just make their impact felt here in the first half. The offense has done their part, and now it's the defense that is able to capitalize on the turnover and take it all the way back for the pick 6.
And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. First and 10. A shotgun handoff to Wright. And he's going to be stopped in his tracks. There was a couple of yards on that one. Off the play fake. He'll look to throw. That'll be caught. It's Jalen Wright. And the quarterback scrambling, maneuvers his way back to the line of scrimmage, but that's all he can get out of that one.
Initially, a really good job by the quarterback. Once he got flush from the pocket, I thought he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, looking for the big play. Not much there. Ultimately decides to check it down to the back and doesn't result in much.
Shotgun snap as they'll throw it on third down. That's going to be pulled in by Wright. 13 yards on that pass play. First down, Minnesota. He'll look to throw. And for the 3rd time in this first half, he's been intercepted. Picked off by their rookie linebacker. Well, the quarterback trying to find somebody open there, but that time, instead of finding his running back, it goes back the other way for a defensive score.
Mike, I think this is just one of those cases where the quarterback's just a little too casual with the throw. He kind of goes to his running back late on the check down. He never sees the defender until he's chasing him on his way for the touchdown.
The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. right back to the air following that pick six. Finding room at midfield. And they will bring this into the red zone. Big connection inside the 20.
It's a gain of 53 yards. First down, Vikings.
He'll drop to throw. To the left side, he's got Komet. And he will get into the end zone. Cole Komet, touchdown Vikings. On now for the extra point, here's Will Riker. The kick is good. And the Vikings are able to cut into the deficit.
Vikings 7. Will Riker to kick off for the Vikings.
Riker out now, following the touchdown, as he kicks this one away. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. From the gun, it's Goff. He'll be hit as he throws, and that one will wind up incomplete. Could not step into the throw that time. It'll bring up 2nd down.
So on a day where he's completed, give or take half of his passes, Mike, you have to imagine there's a handful of throws he'd like to have back, and I think that last one falls in that category. But the biggest thing, and most fortunately for them, they find themselves with a lead despite a bit of an up-and-down performance out of their quarterback.
They'll try again here, 2nd and 10. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. Over the middle, he's got St. Brown. And that'll go for a gain of 7, and it's going to set up 3rd down.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Throwing, Goff. He'll let this one go long for Williams. That one is batted away. Incomplete. No separation that time. Tightly defended. It brings up 4th down.
How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays, and frankly, with the way today's gone, I don't blame them.
So, on 4th down, the Lions send out Jack Fox to punt. That's taken at about the 14. And good coverage by the punt team. They stop him before he can get any return cranked up.
They're on 17-yard line.
Back to throw here to begin the drive. And for the 4th time today, he has been intercepted. And his offense is going to be all set up with a short field and a chance to extend their lead. From the 35, it's 1st and 10. They move Laporta, sending him in motion. Goff going to throw here on 1st and 10. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down.
35-yard line.
Goff gives it to Gibbs. And he'll work his way down inside the 30. Chewing off 7 yards on that one.
Very positive returns on that run. I mean, really, the only thing not to like is that they weren't able to move the chains. But you know what? The way he ran there, I think they go right back to him and see if he has even a bigger carry in him.
And that is incomplete.
It's pretty remarkable at this stage, Mike, that they're even winning this game. I mean, anytime a quarterback is completing less than 50% of his throws, you just don't see that very often, and it just seems like time and time again, this quarterback and his intended targets, they're just not on the same page. And that's a really nice boost here before the break. I mean, you work the clock well, you're able to steal some points. The biggest thing is you're able to build a little momentum now going into the locker room at halftime.
The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback.
At their own 30-yard line.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He's going to take a shot down the field. And that is incomplete. He was trying to get that to Tez Walker. And it'll bring up second down. Now they'll set up to throw. And that's going to wind up incomplete. Pressure certainly impacted the quarterback there. Couldn't get his arm all the way through. And it's going to bring up a third down. Now, faking the give. And that is incomplete.
The biggest issue and why they find themselves trailing in this game, Mike, has really just been the ups and downs of this passing game. And sometimes he's highly accurate and efficient, but at others, he just misses too many easy throws. The question is, are they going to be able to overcome this quarterback inconsistency and pull this game out?
It'll be a punt coming up for the Vikings. Now, a fair catch is taken here, just short of the 45-yard line.
With the score, Lions 31, Vikings 7.
All right, Coach. Thank you. Two very different halftime speeches by these head coaches, that's for sure, as we get set for half number 2. Very one-sided first half of action. Will we get a turnaround? Let's find out. The third quarter is underway. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback. On the ground to start, they give it to Gibbs. And he'll take this forward for about 3. It's second down.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
Once again, it's Gibbs. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
Pretty much just more of the same from what we saw with this back in the first half. And he doesn't need much. He gets a little bit of space, and then he can create the rest. It's the combination of patience, vision, and then the burst to hit the hole once he sees it. This guy's been a handful all day.
A hit as he throws there. It's going to wind up incomplete. The pressure got to him that time, and it'll set up second down. Now Goff. in trouble, and down he goes.
When you can win so fast as an edge rusher, you put so much pressure on the quarterback to speed everything up. He can sense that pressure coming either from his front or back side. It either speeds up and leads to an errant throw.
That one intercepted. And the Vikings are going to take possession here at their own 47-yard line.
So we saw in the first half, Mike, they were willing to take some risks. It allowed them to build this halftime lead. Now the opposing sideline, they're looking to fight back. They're looking to cut that lead down. That's what that coverage seemed. It looked like they baited that quarterback to force that errant throw and lead to that turnover. Now it's their offense coming back on the field with a chance to cut this deficit. Even though it doesn't result in a sack, when you dial up the right pressure at the right time, Mike, sometimes that's all it takes to lead to that incompletion. The timing is just a little off between the quarterback and his intended target, and the ball falls incomplete.
Back to the air again on 2nd and 10. And that is incomplete.
We see this offense just continue to search for a spark. It's just this entire game, their execution's just been a little bit off. And now here in the second half, they find themselves down by multiple scores. They're going to have to connect on one or two of these big plays if they want to find themselves back in this one.
Thrown left side. The catch is made. 12 yards on that hookup. It'll be a Vikings first down. Back to the air one more time. He's going to run it.
Well, let's give credit here to the coverage unit, Mike. There was nowhere to go with the ball for that quarterback. He had no choice but to just tuck it down himself, and he's able only to pick up a short gain.
2nd and 7. They'll look to throw. He'll let this one go deep down the right sideline.
And as the game goes on, these are the throws they got to find a way to connect with, those chunk plays. I like the idea of pushing it downfield, but the next time they get an opportunity, they've got to find a way to connect.
So now a timeout for the Vikings. That is their first. Here's 3rd and 7. In motion comes Walker. Back to throw. Oh, for the 5th time, he is intercepted. And the Lions are going to take over just shy of midfield.
I think anytime you find yourself trailing in the second half, Mike, all offensive play callers fight the urge to chase those points. They tend to get a little bit overeager. They tend to push the envelope sometimes a little too far. Those turnovers, they only make the deficit grow, not shrink. Now, there's a lot of football left, Mike. They can still get back into this. They just have to be a little bit smarter about which risks you're willing to take.
The tight end, Sam Laporta, the intended receiver. And that will lead to a 2nd down. Back to the air, it's Goff. He'll be hit as he throws this time, and it's going to fall incomplete. He might be fortunate just to avoid the sack, and it'll set up a 3rd down. Goff. He dives, and what a catch for the first down.
Doesn't it seem like that every time we see a highlight reel catch, they love showing the wide receivers and the running backs, but let's give a little love to the big tight end. I mean, what an athletic play. Understanding that ball was down and away, you've got to lay out to secure it, and not only is he able to get his hands under it and catch it initially, but he's able to survive the ground, and that's a big-time play.
Give him 10 more on that one. Just enough for another first down. On On the handoff, this is Gibbs. And that'll be a pickup of 3.
Brought down at the 18-yard line. A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7.
They face 2nd down and 7. Now Gibbs. And he's going to bring this one close to a 1st down. Looks like they'll mark him just a yard short.
That's a gain of 5. Brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll look to pick this up 3rd and a yard. Goff to throw. And that is incomplete.
They got there in a hurry, didn't they, Mike? I mean, luckily for him, he saw that free rusher coming and at the very least was able to get that ball out to prevent the sack.
The field goal unit on the sideline. They'll line up to go for it on 4th down. They'll go for it. Here's Goff. That's taken in. And he's into the end zone. Jahmyr Gibbs. Touchdown, Detroit. 2 touchdowns for him in the game. Numbers 10 and 11 on the year. On for the extra point is Boswell. The kick is good. And the Lions will add one more onto their big lead. Boswell now, following the touchdown, back out to kick this one off. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll get rid of it and complete it. And they will bring him down on the other side of midfield.
And up until this point, we haven't seen a lot go their way, but here in the 3rd quarter, they're starting to find some plays. They're starting to get some opportunities. Just got to ask yourself if it's too little, too late.
Toss right side to the tight end, Komet.
The drag route is such a good way to get the ball early into the hands of your tight end and take some pressure off the quarterback and give him an easy completion. The size and the athleticism allows them to try to pick up more yards, but do it after the catch.
2nd and a yard. On the ground, this is right. Space to run inside the 20. Now they are in business inside the 15-yard line.
Well, after not having much success in the first half, they're able to get something going on the ground here to start the 3rd quarter. I'd love to see the play caller mix in some play action, mix in some pass game. That should open up some of these holes for better situations to run the ball. You have to come down with those opportunities. You're not going to get your hands on the ball very often as a defensive player. And when you do, let alone in the end zone, those are plays you just have to make.
This one is complete along the sideline. A very nice job to fit that ball in. It'll be a modest gain.
Vikings 7.
Third and 6. It is brought in the end zone. Tez Walker. Touchdown, Minnesota. Will Reichert now on for the extra point. He knocks it through. And the Vikings are able to edge a bit closer.
Vikings 14.
We're down 3 scores, and it's late. They're going to need a few bounces to go their way. They'll start right here trying to get an onside kick.
You have no choice. You find yourself down big here late in the fourth quarter, Mike. You got nothing to lose. Give it a shot. Nice job here by the hands team recovering. They're going to take over possession.
A handoff. Gibbs running left. And a nice run there. He'll be stopped just shy of a first down. A pickup of 9.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1 at the 38-yard line.
Goff in the pistol. He'll take a shot here for the end zone. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. Jamison Williams. Touchdown, Lions. They continue to add points, Greg. Very interesting here. They are just rolling up the score even though we're in the fourth.
No doubt, Mike. I mean, this offensive play caller has no let up. I mean, he's going to see how many points can I put on this scoreboard before that clock runs out.
14. Chris Boswell set to kick off.
Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. And no chance to return this one through the end zone for a touchback.
They're on the 30-yard line.
They'll break the huddle. Coming up now for 1st and 10. Right away, they'll set up to throw. This one complete downfield to Walker. And they are not going to catch up to him. He will score. 70 yards. Touchdown, Minnesota. Well, it's not going to be enough, but at least they find the end zone at the end of a hard week's work. At least a little payoff with a touchdown, Greg.
Mike, you can just chalk this one up in the column of too little, too late. Give credit to this offense for not going down without a fight, but they're not going to have enough time to find themselves back in this one.
Reichert good with the extra point. And the Vikings are able to cut into the deficit.
Vikings 21.
We're down 3 scores, and it's late. They're going to need a few bounces to go their way. They'll start right here trying to get an onside kick.
Late in the game, this is where you see teams really start taking some chances. And boy, this was a big one, but it's not going to work out.
They're going to run out of the gun with Gibbs. Oh! They get 18 on that one. 1st down, Detroit.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it. You know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers.
Under pressure, and he'll go down. They got him.
And now we're seeing the game kind of go back and forth. Each team trading blows, trying to establish control over the other. Nice chunk play on the previous play. The defense responds back with a sack, and we're going to see which team can establish a little bit more of this control as the game unfolds.
A 2nd down throw for Goff. Right side, it's Laporta, the tight end. He is in. Sam Laporta. Touchdown, Detroit. Boswell now for the extra point. His kick is good. And the Lions add on to their already sizable lead. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. The return team going to let that one go. It'll go through the end zone. It's a touchback. On first down, a run for right. And he surges forward for a gain of about 5. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. He'll look to throw. And this will be incomplete.
Just didn't quite get enough into that ball. You see sometimes the pressure, the rush, force a quarterback to throw the ball off his back foot. And I think there was a little bit of that here at play. You have to be willing to step up, even in the face of pressure, and get enough behind that ball to put that one a little bit more on the money.
And the drive will stay alive. He's got the first down up to the 44.
Wow, a little change of play call here, and that's typically not what we see at this down and distance. That's typically a passing down, Mike, but they catch the defense off guard, keep the ball on the ground, and they're able to pick up enough for the first down.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be 2nd down. In motion comes Walker. Back to the air once more on 2nd down. And more of the same. Another interception. And he's going to be brought down. What a turn of events here. He has given his guys 1st and 10 in the red zone.
At the 18-yard line.
On play action, Goff. That's in the end zone and intercepted. Picked off by Dante Jackson.
So much of that play comes down to the defender's positioning. Being able to get himself to a spot, to get his hands on the ball, and a chance at that pick. Mike, when that ball was thrown, me and you are sitting here saying, that's a touchdown. And instead, they force a turnover, and now their offense is back on the field.
A carry here for right. Oh, he is going to be swarmed under, met in the end zone. It's a safety. So after that safety, it is a free kick, and that comes from the 20. Taken in at the 8. Now an opening past the 30. On 1st and 10, here's Goff. To get this complete, it's Williams over the middle. An enviable spot to operate from. Here's 2nd and inches. Out of the shotgun, it's Goff. A ball deep for the end zone. That is caught. What a throw. Jamison Williams. Touchdown, Lions. That is 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. On for the extra point is Boswell. He's got it. And the Lions stretch things out even further. Boswell now following the touchdown. Back out to kick this one off. And no chance to return this one. Through the end zone for a touchback. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He'll look underneath here and find right. And he's not going to get too far, tackled after a gain of just a yard.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 31-yard line.
Now they'll set up to throw. A pass right side going to be taken in by Walker. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. So 2 minutes left to play in the second half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Throwing now from the gun to the left side into the hands of Moore. Down the sideline. And he will go all the way. Elijah Moore. Touchdown, Vikings. A terrific job all the way around, especially after the catch, Greg, to take it to the end zone for a touchdown.
I'm just so impressed by the acceleration of this receiver, Mike. He catches what is a short pass, and he's able to turn it up the field and take it all the way for 6. That is an impressive play, run after catch.
So the late score gets them a bit closer to respectability. They'll try to get even closer with an onside kick.
Sometimes you can get a little carried away when you feel like things are going your way, and I think that's the case here, Mike. You get the touchdown. Now they're thinking, all right, let's get the ball right back to our offense. In this case, I think the aggressiveness ends up costing them.
They'll come up 1st and 10 at the 40. They'll start this one on the ground with Gibbs. And good blocking up front, paving the way for a gain of 8 on the ground.
8 yards on the pickup.
They'll bring St. Brown in motion. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
I think this defense is wondering where some of these missed throws were earlier in the game. I mean, for a while, it seemed like everything the offense did hit. And after that last incomplete pass, although this game's all but over, this defense will certainly take it.
And he is going to have a Lions first down by a couple of yards as they convert on 3rd and 3. He'll go play action with Goff. That's caught by Gibbs. He's going to be taken down at about the 30.
Now it just seems like this offense is piling on. I mean, after a day where they have completely dominated their opponent, a lot of offense would just be content with handing this ball off, but not this group. They continue to throw the ball, and they continue to get chunk plays, and they showed they're not going to slow down until that final whistle blows.
So it's a win here for the Lions. They get the victory